Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the new suit, the Jagd Doga QA, which I believe stands for Quest. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm just gonna say Quest, like Quesadilla. I don't know what the A stands for. I've heard like people say air, people say asnable. I still haven't watched Char's counterattack, so I wouldn't know. So, anyway, Jagd Doga. And it's okay. There's some definite problems I have with the suit, and some choice, the decisions. Also, that was some pretty nice damage. Decisions with the suit that I don't agree with at all. But it's okay. I'll say that it's okay. And for this match here, I actually have two for you. Since this game wanted to give out 700, very rarely we did find 700 city ruins for ranked match. So me and Mick decided to play a few, and I also got a match of me doing a solo at the 700 ranked match. I did play some in the some 700 matches, but they were all in the port map, the new port map, the military port, and it's very weird with no amphibious suits around. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the stats of the suit, which I don't have the level 1, but I do have the stats for the level 1 here. So, the stats are for the level 1 650 Jagd Doga QA. You have 21,500 HP. You have 30 ballistic and beam resistance. You have 10 melee resistance, 50 range strength, 0 melee strength, 120 speed, 190 boost speed, 65 thruster gauge, and 66 rotation. And then for slots, you have 10 close, 20 mid, and 18 long. And you can definitely build this suit pretty tanky. That's what pretty much all supports are. You can build them pretty tanky. Although that melee resistance and that can get it fucked over a lot at 650 and 700 because there's a lot of melee suits that can definitely just destroy you, like the Sazabi, especially the Sazabi for 700. And you'll see that quite a few times, these two matches where Sazabi walks up and just deletes my health. He's pretty much a raid. And yeah, the no melee at all. It's pretty clear that you want to play this as a range unit. And 50 range strength sounds like a lot, but to be honest, with how the weapons, how they damage, it doesn't feel like I have 50 range strength. This match, I actually have 87 range strength, which is a fuck ton, and I still feel like I can do a lot more with the Raid Jagd Doga. But yeah, we'll get into that here. For the weapons, you have Questa's Mega Gatling Gun, which, 300 damage, 8% heat rate, and 350 range. And yeah, I am sorely disappointed with this weapon. For one, whenever we got the wow, it left my mind. The Vertex, the Gelgu Vertex, it came with the Mega Gatling gun, which for the Questa's Gatling gun here, they're both exactly the same. They both fire the same, except the Jagd Doga's Gatling gun has a 1% more heat rate and it has higher range, but it does 100 less damage. And it doesn't stun nearly as fast as the Vertex's, which is why the Vertex's is really good. It helps with that suit because it doesn't, unless you're using the charge up for your if you're using the Gerbera Tetra gun, it could get build up stun really fast, and it can break maneuver armor pretty fast, even with just the Gatling gun by itself. In this suit, you nearly have to empty out your entire you almost have to overheat your Gatling gun just to stun somebody. So if you miss a few shots, you're not getting a stun unless you overheat and add in your funnels. And we'll get into that when we get to the funnels as well. Sorely disappointed this is not just the Gatling gun. It's Questa's Mega Gatling gun. Oh, fuck, yeah, it's Questa's. We have to make it different. It's fucking stupid how they did it that way. Should have just had it be the Vertexes. And nobody would have batted an eye. And would have helped out a lot for its kit as well. And then for your second weapon here, of your primary weapon, you have the Heat Knife Beam Saber. I believe it's the same damage as the Raid Jagd Doga's 2,800 damage. Same moveset, I believe, as well. Oh man, I thought I was going to get this hit here, and then Mick accidentally got in the way. But yeah. Wish that was... Oh, this thing does have balancers as well, which I do think it needs, but I'll get into that in the pros and cons. For secondary weapons, you have the Small Missile times 6, which is 500 damage, 6 rounds, and 400 range. These work pretty well, actually, for the good range strength that this Jagd Doga has. Although, it's funny because I said that I usually forget that I even have missiles when I'm using the Raid Jagd Doga, because it has plenty of great options on its self. This suit, I actually do remember I have missiles, and quite often I'll try and use them to get a stun, or if somebody has downswung a enemy, I'll use it to try and damage them, because this thing, since it's a support and does ballistic damage, that's actually a pretty good amount of damage against some generals and even raids on at higher cost, because ballistic damage doesn't have as high as priority as beam defense. I said ballistic damage, ballistic defense. So you can do some pretty good damage. I believe at some points I even got like over 1,000 damage with one of the missiles. So if I can get consistently with that, that would be like 6,000 damage. But that's if it would hit. They're still pretty slow. They're like the Jagd Dogas, the Raid Jagd Dogas. So it depends on the situation, And then you have the Mega Particle Cannon on your shield, which this thing actually does share the skill. Let me look at it again. The Beam Diffusion Shield ability with the Raid Jagd Doga, which is really good. I didn't expect that to actually be a thing. I thought they would just not let that be a thing, which apparently they did. I guess they got to give supports something. But yeah, 1,350 damage, which is, it shoots 4 shots at the same time, 100% heat rate, 450 range, and you do have to charge to use it. And yeah, unfortunately though, since this suit lacks the abilities that the other Jagd Doga has, you can't really utilize that shield as much as you want. As you can see, I just keep getting hit and stunned. I had to be like up on somebody to surprise them to get a full-on hit, or try and anticipate them moving somewhere and try to aim at them. It doesn't have. Another thing I hate about this is that this is actually a different kind of weapon, because it does have the same damage and all that, but it only regular stuns. The Raid Jagd Doga's heavy staggers. This one does a regular stun, and why? Why does it do that? You would think that the support that has no melee resistance... Actually, before I start getting yelling, mission completed. Top individual, top assist, and top damage. Nice, good, awesome, wonderful. Yeah, we'll praise some people. Everybody good. Third place, 4-2. Now... also, sound's gonna be here because this was solo. I wasn't talking. Yeah. You'd think that a support that has no melee resistance at a cost where melee is quite often a thing, at 650 and 700, you would think that it would help that it could actually stun people in place, because pretty much every suit has maneuver armor. That would be really helpful for a support to have, and with all the raids that are around that can instant delete it, but no, it does a regular stun, and I believe it doesn't even break maneuver armor. At least what I've tried to do, people boosting. In fact, that actually gets me killed at one point, because I try to hit a Sazabi charging at me, and I do over 7,000 damage to him, which is nice, but then he can just charge through that with his own maneuver armor, which is level 1, and then just fucking kill me in his combo, his melee combo. So that's really fucking annoying. that the Raid Jagd Doga gets a dodge roll, maneuver armor, and a shield. You know, works with that shield, and it also heavy staggers. But this suit, it doesn't. So thanks for that. Yeah, really pissed off about that. And then for the funnels, your funnels times 6 pincers, I believe those do less damage than the Raid Jagd Dogas as well. And it certainly feels like it at some points. Even though I have 87 range strength, I'm almost doing just a little bit above what I do with the Jagd Doga's funnels, if they all decide they want to hit. 300 damage, 60% heat rate, and 250 range. And they overheat after you use them, which doesn't work well at all with the when you're trying to get a stun off with the Mega Gatling gun or your missiles, since the missiles are slow and you really have to work well to use them. And then the Mega Gatling gun is really hard to stun with just that by itself, so you have to use your funnels to get a stun, and then your funnels, you can't use them anymore. So which leads to your next funnels, which is the funnels times 6 surround, which is 400 damage, 100% heat rate, and 300 range. And those, it's always inconsistent. If you've played a Cubile, you know what the surround is. It's supposed to like come from the rear. It's that one that has one use anyway, and it's very inconsistent, especially against suits that have maneuver armor, which is a lot at 650 and 700. So, yeah, really dumb. I mean, it's fine by itself, but with all this other stuff going on, you'll be left with pretty much no weapons to work with. Actually, I'll get into that with the pros and cons. But yeah, skills. You have your radar level 3, you have scope level 3, you have data link, your typical support stuff. You have frontline support level 1. So if any other suit has that, you spawn in a little bit faster, 5% less. It can stack. You have scouting device. You have the aerospace gimbal level 2, so you can look down and up and all that good shit in space. Anti-stealth level 2, which is interesting because there's not a stealth suit that goes to this point, so I'm wondering what's going to be the stealth suit that's at 650, 700. Maybe they made it that way for, what's that? Wow, I'm just forgetting names. Maybe because I'm that pissed off. The game mode that you get to pick all the different suits. Wow, I really just cannot remember off the top of my head. That one where maybe somebody picked a pixie or something else that has stealth, and yeah, hey, like I can see you. So there's that. You also have AMBAC level 2, which is actually nice. You have force injectors, which is actually nice again. You have leg buffer level 2. You actually have the left arm equipment buffer, so your shield. And that actually, you still get the same amount of resistances when you're charging your shield and somebody hits you. So that's 70 or 75% damage reduction when you're charging that shield. And then you have the some shoulder buffers, which is nice. And then, of course, the beam diffusion shield ability that I mentioned earlier. So, pros and cons. I'm going to start with the pros first. The pros are that this suit, the shield actually does a lot of damage if they can all hit, and it's actually pretty great because it definitely deals a big blow. As you see there, I did 5,000 damage to one guy, 7,000 damage to another. That's pretty good, especially if you can hit all 4 on somebody. That will get them in the near death state, especially at 700. At least when I'm using it. In 650, I can imagine it does pretty good damage against those big boy suits, like the O and all that. So it's a good weapon, but it only regularly stuns, which is a problem. That would be a con for that shield. I really wished it could heavy stagger, because that would work a lot for this suit, just continuing to pile on damage. Maybe when they're heavy stagger, it can use its funnels to get a lot of damage off. That would be really helpful, but no, you just get a regular stun. And it doesn't break maneuver armor, as far as I'm aware. But it still does a lot of damage, and I believe for both these matches, I'm going to get top damage. So there's that in the suit. But, top damage isn't everything. I'd like to have the utility to go with it as well. Another good thing is that this suit actually does have some skills I think supports would need, like force injectors, which is nice. The beam diffusion shield, I'm actually surprised that this thing actually got it. I thought they would skip out on it and just give it like the Hama Hamas where you just charge up and it does like 3,000 damage. Which, hey, can we have the Hama Hama do that with the can it get that as a skill, the beam diffusion shield? That'd be nice. But yeah, so you do have some skills that are helpful, and I do wish it had balancers because I think that would also work a lot with this suit. You can combine it with the, let's say you do the Mega Gallon Gun with your funnels to get a stun. You can run up and do your downswing, get some damage off, and then do something else. There's no balancer, sadly. Yeah. And again, you can build up some good damage with the suit if you get a chance to. Cons is that this suit, even though it's also a Jagd Doga, it doesn't have nearly as much benefits as the Raid Jagd Doga, and it's really puzzling with some of those. You don't get maneuver armor, you don't get a dodge roll, which, yeah, okay. You're also still the same size as Jagd Doga, so you're still big, and you get stunned easily. And the shield actually doesn't help out that much for this suit when you're fighting stuff like another Jagd Doga, which can heavy stagger you, or other generals that can accumulate stagger you. There's quite a few, especially at 700. The new Gundam and the Sazabi have accumulation stun, since they both just actually the new has a instant stun, but the Sazabi, it has accumulation on it, unless it charges up its beam rifle or shotgun, whatever. So it's not as helpful as with the Jagd Doga, because with the Jagd Doga you can mix it up with your maneuver armor, take less damage. I actually have to play more of this in space to see how the shield would work for this Jagd Doga in space. Real quick, timeout. We'll see what we got going on here. Good works all around. Mission completed, and we'll see what we got. I believe I praise one of the new Gundams, maybe two of them. Hey, top assist and top damage again. Nice. I praise the excess. Nice. And 5th place, 2 and 2. That's still okay. I still got top assist and top damage. I did tie with the Haiku Shiki over there, which for assist. Which, man, Haiku Shiki, I think that's a better suit, honestly. Back to cons. Big suit. You can get stunned easily. People can just aim at your fucking legs. You get stunned. You don't have maneuver armor or dodge roll to help with that. The shield does a lot of damage, but the rest of your weapons, even though I have 87 range strength on this suit, I feel like I'm just barely squeaking by. I do get top damage, but it's just because of that beam shield. All the other weapons you're supposed to use. They have great utility, like you can get a stun with those weapons. But man, the Jagd Dogas is just the Raid Jagd Doga just has a much better equipment on it, like utility. You have a beam rifle that can multi-hit when it's charged, but each multi-hit can stun by itself, and if you don't want that, you can just use it normally to get an accumulation stagger with its funnels, which its funnels do more damage, and they stun faster, it feels like, and you do get some nice melee damage. You get maneuver armor, and its beam shield can heavy stagger, which allows for you to get even more damage off with the Jagd Doga. The Jagd Doga just feels way better than this support. Honestly, I feel like you could just run the Raid Jagd Doga in place of this suit, and you would do significantly better, because you can actually stop generals. Forget going after the support. The support's just it's donezo as soon as you go after it. You can actually stop generals in their path and start doing a lot of damage to them. So the Jagd Doga, the Raid Jagd Doga, feels way better than this suit. That's not to say the suit is like extremely bad, even though it sounds like this has some really shitty things about it that I feel like it should have. Like, it should have the Vertex's Gatling gun, and it should have the Jagd Doga's heavy stagger. But yeah, it's really questionable why they did it this way, and I have to go back every time. I've had to deal with a shaky support. I have to keep saying I feel like they don't like supports in this game. You have the Jagd Doga, you have raids and generals that have they mix their skills, but supports just don't get any of that, and it definitely feels like it with this suit because, god damn, when you go to 700 and a Sazabi just over halves your your fucking health in one combo. After you try and destroy it with your shield, he runs through it and just kills you and punishes you. Like, fuck, what else am I supposed to do? Try and accumulate stun him? And try and tackle him when the latency just fucks me over? So yeah, really, this is not the best support. It does have the damage, and if you can work with a team, like if you have a coordinated team, you can actually get some good damage off with its funnels. That, if you have somebody sit still. But yeah, I feel like they should have just gave this thing the Vertex's Gatling gun. Like, there's no fucking excuse for this. With the shield and all that. Other cons, you can just get deleted. Low melee resistance, you can get deleted by generals. Honestly, going through with the Haikushiki, if you have a Haikushiki, you're good. If you have the Raid Jagd Doga, you're good. If you have the MP Cubile, I think you're good. You're fine with those weapons, those mobile suits. This suit, I would recommend not getting this suit, honestly. If you have a support if you don't have a support at 650, 700, then sure, you can roll for this. But at this point, I feel like I can do way better in a full armor Haikushiki and just doubling up raids and using the raid Jagd Doga. Yeah. But again, if you can work with a team, you can definitely get some disgusting damage off. But at the same time, you do not have the utility that other suits have. Especially with something like a full armor Haikushiki. That thing also has accumulation stuns, but it's more consistent, and you actually do a lot of damage with you can chunk with its weapons, and it also has ballistic on it, but that's not too much to worry about. But you also get force injectors on that, yeah. You also don't get balancers, but yeah, the full armor Haikushiki just feels way better. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want, I'd really appreciate it. And, type up in the comment section what you feel about the Jagd Doga QA. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I don't like this suit, plain and simple. I do feel like if this thing had... I could be fine with it not having maneuver armor or a dodge roll. If this thing had balancers, I feel like this would help out its gameplay significantly. You can get your accumulation stun with your funnels and then your Gatling gun, even though it'll overheat your funnels, but then you can go in with a melee swing and potentially get some good damage off, knock somebody down, maybe follow up more with your Gatling gun or go for another downswing, I feel like that would help out this suit a lot. And I do want to play this more in space because this thing does have AMBAC level 2, which for the few space matches I've played, the AMBAC really helps out, again, in comboing people. So I feel like this thing should just have balancers, honestly. And yeah, I really feel it's okay at its best. That's the best I can say. It's okay. It's got the damage. If you care about damage, it's got damage. It's got the utility of getting a stun with the accumulation stun, but you can do that with other suits like the MP Cubile, the high full armor Haikushiki, and I want to keep saying it. You can just use the raid Jagd Doga or Jagd Doga. Yeah, honestly disappointed in this suit. Especially with the bizarre, just straight fucking bizarre decisions they made with this. But I hate it. There's still something to it. It's not garbage tier. I really just want to call this thing a piece of shit, but I have to look at it as the suit. It does have its uses, especially with the damage it can do. So if you're one of those guys, if you have a really good team setup, you're coordinating with your team, this thing will work pretty well. But then you can just pick something else. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.